In today's video, we're gonna create some acid leads using Serum 2. So I prepared a little clip, a simple melody that I wrote just before recording, and it sounds a little bit like this. So basically it's just in the key of G, and I chose the Phrygian scale. And the essence of creating acid leads is having a filter with a lot of drive, a high resonance, and then playing around with the cutoff. So that's actually what we're gonna have a look at today. So we already have the melody finished. And first of all, I'm going to change the wavetable to something else. Maybe this one. And we're gonna have a filter. And I'm going into S2 filters, and I'm going to choose the acid ladder. And I need to turn down the volume first because I'm going to increase the drive to the maximum value. I'm going to increase the resonance to around 70%, and then I'm going to use macro 2 to a maximum value of 85 over here. So we're already getting that type of acid sound to it, but there are some more stuff that we need to do. So first of all, I'm going to rename that to Reso, and I'm going to decrease the filter frequency to around 220, and I'm going to map our macro to that macro 1, so that will be cut off. 45% sounds pretty nice. And I'm going to go into the effects, turn off a low cut. And what's left now is a envelope to the cutoff as well. So I'm going to set it at around 400 milliseconds. That sounds pretty good. And then we have one last parameter for our filter, which is the smooth option over here. So I'm going to map macro 3 to that as well, to around maximum 80%. Perfect. And what's left now is basically under the effects, we can add a distortion module, and I'm going to set that to diode 1. And I'm going to use it pre the filter with the low pass, pre-distortion. So we're going to drive the filter into the distortion stage. And that's going to add some kind of extra layer to our sound. Just going to try and find a sweet spot over here. I'm going to turn down the mix a little bit. that's kind of a nice Q value. And I'm going to take macro 1 again, and I'm going to map that to the frequency of the distortion over here. Let's try another diode 2 maybe. Great. And lastly, we need to add a delay for this. So we get like this typical psytrance acid lead type of thing. And I created a preset, which is 1/8 Dadda. Just saves a lot of time in order just to load a preset for this. This is smooth. What we can do is, while we increase the filter cutoff, we can go into the matrix, I believe. So if you hit the little arrow over here, we can sort by source. And while this increases, I want to reduce the amount of envelope being applied. So let's see if we can make that happen somehow. Macro 1, what happens now? Great. So notice how the amount is being decreased while we increase the cutoff. And in order to do that, we need to invert the signal so that when you're increasing it, it decreases on the amount of envelope being applied. So that's how you set it up. And then I think I want to add some reverb as well. So let's just go for the vintage one. So what I'm listening for is the actual tail of the sound. And if your Serum doesn't do that, you can go into your global settings and scroll down and make sure silence note plus effect tails when host transport stops is unticked, as it looks like here. So if I have this ticked, it stops immediately. If it's unticked, you still get the tail. So that way you can like really hear your the tails of how it's going to sound like. And I think basically that's our patch for now. What I might do is I would probably go into the matrix again. And if you double click the curve over here, you can do the mod remap. And I wanted something like this, more exponential curve. So I think I'm happy with that. And what more you can do is in the clip section over here, you can actually like double the length of this. So if I go from rate to half a rate over here, and instead you can like activate the ARP. So what we can do is we can have this macro 4 automate the ARP gate. And if we go back into the clip editor again, we can craft like a macro automation. So if we go for macro 4, we can actually automate the gate like this. Let's just oh yeah, I missed it. Clip, show macros, then we can show the macros up here. Let's see how it sounds like with the key tracked. Doesn't sound too good, so. And I think that's basically it. Can go for like a more plucky feel if we feel like it. But I kind of like it when it's like this. And then you can also add some slide to it. So if we increase the rate over here instead. Let's go back to half and use the ARP instead. I think it sounds kind of cool. Also, a little tip, if you watch the CPU meter up here, if I go like if you increase the ARP rate, it can really it can really make the CPU usage go completely haywire. So just be cautious of that. Cool, and I think like the main basic sound is fine like this. So what more you can do now is you can add like another layer to it. So let's just add another wavetable that goes into oscillator, where oscillator B goes into the acid ladder filter. So I will go for an analog shape maybe, or maybe the porta waves. Preferably like maybe an octave lower. You can also have it like an octave up. Sounds a little bit more gritty when it's an octave lower. You can also try changing this shape to maybe a square wave. But I prefer having the sawtooth. Cool. Can add a hyperdimension that can really spice up the sound. So a little trick that I like to use is to turn down the rate. And try and find a sweet spot for the detune, or you can like modulate this manually if you want. So with the kick and bass, it sounds like this. So yeah, that's basically how you craft the patch. I will leave a link in the description or where you can download it from my Google Drive. So feel free to use it, and I hope it sparked some inspiration for you. See you in the next one.